Is it worth playing sand solo? I know a lot of people have been wondering whether it's worth buying the game if you are just going to be playing solo, so I am here to answer that question. I've been playing sand since all the way back in 2024 when the first playtests were on, and back then I would have almost definitely said it's not worth playing solo. There is just so much that you have to do on your trampler. You've got to drive, you've got to look out for other tramplers, you've got to repair, you've got to shoot, you have to stop borders. And of course, if you die once, you can't do any of this stuff. And the fights in sand almost always require multiple things happening at one time. You need someone driving while someone else shoots, while someone else repairs. So when you came up against a crew size bigger than you, which was most of the time, you would just lose. But you've got no one else to help you out. But now there is crew size matchmaking, meaning if you are solo, you can verse just solo players. And this takes away all the issues I was just talking about, because yes, it's kind of awkward and difficult to pilot and fight with the trampler, but if the person you're versing is also having those same issues, then it doesn't matter, it's an even fight. And I played a decent amount of solo games to get the footage for this video, and I'd say it's just as fun as playing with a team. It is a slightly different play style because, like I said before, you have to do a million things at once. So trampler fights are quite a bit different to team trampler fights because you need to do so much at once. From my experience, the fights either kind of land in two categories. They're either very quick, where you just pull up to the trampler and immediately are able to destroy it because there's only one person. If they're off in a city looting, or if they're not watching you show up, you can just walk straight up to them and destroy it. You either end up just facing each other, shooting each other because no one has time to get on the wheel, you're both just on the cannons, so you're just sitting directly in front of each other and shooting with the cannons. Or one of you will turn and run and then the other person has to chase them, and it turns into like a jousting match where you both run past each other and exchange a couple shots, and then you've got to turn back around and do it again. So it's a bit different, but it's still very fun to play because it is even. The fights are fair. They're just a bit slower paced than the team fights. Pretty much the whole game is just slower when you're playing solo. Like looting a city takes 10 to 15 minutes because it's just you looting. Even looting a trampler after you have a long fight takes forever, because instead of being able to have somebody repair the trampler while someone loots, while someone looks out for other fights, you have to do everything. So you end up killing a trampler, spending like 5 minutes repairing and positioning yourself to loot. Then you have to carry every box off their trampler onto yours yourself, obviously. So while it is slower, I don't really think that's a bad thing. It's just a different play style versus when you are playing with a crew. You can also play in other ways that it's harder to play in when you are in a team. Extraction camping, or camping cities and camping POIs to take over tramplers, is much easier in solo. If you are playing solo, you should always have C4 on you, because when someone destroys your trampler, the fight's not even close to being over. Because it's still just a 1v1, if you're able to board their trampler and kill them just once, you then have a really good chance at taking over their trampler and still winning the fight. And that's just way harder to do when you're in a team, because the respawns are quite quick. When there's like 3, 4, 5 people on a team, you can almost never get them all dead at once to actually take over a trampler, but when it's solo, you can. The other thing I want to talk about is the price of the game. Like, the game is, I still think, very cheap for what it is. I think that's because it's in early access and there's still glitches and issues. But for the game being like $20 or $25, I don't see how you could say it isn't worth getting even if you just play solo. I 100% think it is worth buying the game even if you are just playing solo. The other option you have is to find a crew to play with through Discords. The official Sand has a Discord. I have my own Discord, which is in the description. And you can find a crew like that to play with. Right now, there's no crew matchmaking like there is in Sea of Thieves or something like that, where you can just play with random people. I'm not sure if that's something that'll come when the game fully releases, but it definitely isn't hard to find people to play with in your region if that's what you want to do. It is different to when you're playing in a crew, but it definitely isn't any less fun. Now, a little tip for the solo fights. Maybe this is what you have come for. Here is the tip section. This is how I have been winning, I would say 90% of the fights I get in. And when you are in solo, you only need a tiny bit more advantage than the other person and you can just win. So the trampler I've been running for solos looks like this. Now, it's very big and bulky. I don't think it needs to be this heavy. I have it built so that from the front, there is no way you're hitting the reactor. The reactor is tucked away in the back corner. And all I chuck on the front is a shotgun cannon and an autocannon. Then the way you want to play this when you get into a fight is literally just a run up to the other trampler, either stop in front of them or just straight up ram them, hop on the shotgun cannon, kill the other player, which of course is the only player, and now you just have free reign to shoot with your autocannon. If you can hit the reactor, just go straight for reactor shots. But if you can't, I would recommend actually destroying the wheelhouse. And this is because it takes a long time to repair it. Even on the low tier wheelhouses, I'm pretty sure it's still 3 reps to just be able to use the wheel again. When the other player respawns, if they actually want to now use their wheel, they're going to be out for like 30 seconds repairing it. So you have, again, just free reign to do really what you want. And I would recommend getting straight back on the shotgun cannon and killing them again. Pretty much just do this every time they respawn, and then just keep spraying up close with the autocannon. If you want, you could even chuck a ram on the front of this trampler if you can afford it. If you are versing a trampler like this, the whole goal is not to get shot by the shotgun cannon. So what you need to do is kind of like hide and then peek out and shoot the person on the cannon with your handheld guns just to get them off it. And once they get off it, then hop on yours and try and kill them. Killing the other person in a solo fight is the biggest factor in winning it. You just want to get them gone, and then there's nothing they can do. That is it, guys. Have fun sanding, and I'll see you guys around.
Sail with me into the sea where piracy's a way to be, with ships and sails of proud, where strangers join you in your crew and plunder gold and treasure too from beneath the skull-shaped cloud.